Wow, this little stream is just amazing. I can't believe I've never been here and only a half an hour from my house. But if I flip you around, you know, just have a look at this business. Look how beautiful that is. Don't you just love nature? Hello everyone and welcome back to the living countryside. And what a location myself and Lara have found here. We were just driving around the other day and we stumbled across this location. And it's just an absolutely beautiful spot. If you look behind me, you'll see the old stone arch bridge and this river, the Shankill River running down through the gorge. And it heads on down to the River Liffey. And of course, we have a connection with this river because this river flows into the Liffey, which flows on down and winds its way on down the valleys and into our hometown of Kilcullen in County Kildare. And all these rivers from these glens of Wicklow feed our water supply. So there's that eternal connection with these rivers and these mountain streams of Wicklow. But I'm excited here because it's been a while since I've done any long exposure photography. And I can feel it, I can feel the goosebumps, I can feel the hair on the back of my neck standing up with the visuals here, with the sound of the water as it runs down the gorge. What a magical place. So we're here to do some long exposure photography. The light is not great. It's quite overcast today. And it's the end of July. It hasn't rained in a month. It hasn't rained in July in this part of the world. It's crazy because I'll flip you around to give you a look at the scene. There's the bridge, constructed in 1810, I think. And this is the river running down. We've got Lara down there doing some video and doing some photography. The river heads on in that direction. But the river is quite low because there has been no rain. We've got a lot of exposed rocks, which means, just like you can see Lara there, she's able to get out on the rocks, which means we can get out more central on the river to do some photography, which to me is a bonus. And this is a place we could come back 2 and 3 times a year to visit. Imagine what it's like in autumn with all these leaves brown. Imagine what it's like in high winter when where I'm standing right now would be underwater. So without further ado, without any more waffling, let's get on. Let's get some photographs of this stunning location. And do we come away with anything that we can put our hand on our hearts and say we're proud of? Let's get at it. I'm taking my first shot at the bridge and I'm probably going to work progressively back down. And for the first time in a long time, if I flip you around, I want to show you something. I've actually brought my tripod. Something I hate doing. I hate tripods with a passion. Why? Because I just feel they limit me in the areas I can go to. And also, with my OM system gear, especially the OM1 Mark II and the Pro series of lenses, the image stabilization is so great that I can get a slow enough shutter speed in most instances to do long exposure up to about 1.3. Sometimes I even get up to 2 seconds when I can rest it on a rock, etc. and so on. But today I brought the tripod for 3 reasons. And those reasons are, number one, there's going to be a huge dynamic range in this little valley. I know because I was here the other day scoping it out. So I'm probably going to have to do some proper bracketing to account for those changes in dynamic range and light in different areas of each of the images. Number two, I feel that when I have a tripod, I slow down. And I'm just terrible for horsing through stuff, as we say here in Ireland. Bang, photo, move, go, and on. The kids say, you know, when we go on holidays and I go to the airport, they call me airport dad. I go into airport dad mode, where I'm flying down the terminal buildings, and I'm still like 14 hours too early. So the tripod number 2 is here to slow me down. I feel like I have to slow down when I have the tripod. Number 3, a tripod becomes a very good pole and stick when you're hopping across rivers on slippy rocks. So bear that in mind when you're doing something like that. It can give you a good foothold, something good to put down into the base of a river when you jump across from rock to rock. Reason number 3. But anyway, on to my first shot. And if I flip you around, I'll show you the shot. So there's my camera set up, and I'm seeing that shot in the foreground I have this nice little fern and reed. We have the water streaming down the Shankill River under the bridge, and you can see how dark it is there in the bridge, but I'm not worried about that for now. But I'm going to frame up a 4x3 and also a 16x9 here. And again, I didn't see this shot until I put the tripod up. So already the tripod has proved its worth. So I'm going to take a few shots here, just scope out the scene. I'm working here first because it's bright enough. I go further down there and you can see how dark it gets down there. That's where it's going to get tricky for me unless I get some more light, but we'll work with it. But there's certainly a few shots here to be had, and I'm going to enjoy it and take my time and take these shots. So if any of them worked out here in this first location, you know what's coming? Here they are. This is the advantage, as I already spoke about. Sometimes it's good to have a tripod for these reasons. Jumping across fast-flowing rivers. Wow. Again, some lovely shots up the river here. But it's very dark, and this is the issue I'm going to have to deal with. But well, let's go up here. Let's see, is there anything we can find? Yeah, so we've just come downstream a little bit. And again, the beauty of it being so dry is we're out in the middle of the river. You know, in wintertime, we'd be underwater here, I feel, and this would be one massive cascade. And I'm going to flip you around to have a look at this business. Look at this. We got the small little cascade coming down this babbling little creek, and we've got the stone arch bridge in the background. Now, the biggest problem I have here is this limb. We've got this tree limb coming right out. But if I get down low enough, you can see my camera position here, I can negate that tree limb. I just don't think it does anything for the shot if I include it. It's all about this stream. It's all about the intricate granite stonework on that bridge in the background. So I'm down low. And again, I wouldn't do this unless I had the tripod. I just wouldn't get my knees to bend down this low and stay here. So another advantage of the tripod. I know I go on about them and how much I hate them, but sometimes there's a horse for the course. And this tripod is built for this scenario, that's no doubt. So what have we got here? I've got, I'm at ISO 200 f6.3. It'll cover the full depth of field. And I'm doing a 2-second exposure. I've got an ND8 earth clip-on with a polarizer, and I'm using it in conjunction with the live ND. I find that live ND in conjunction with the clip-on magnetic filters works a dream on this OM system. So let's take this for a shot. And I'm just going to play around with exposures, a lot of different settings to try and get this. I really like this composition, so I want to really make sure I get it right. So I keep going at this for a bit, and I'll be back to you in a moment. We're in enough shade here that you may be able to see the composition on the camera. The stream flowing down, and that stream being the foreground interest really, with the arch bridge in behind. Should be able to see it if I brighten it up a bit. I'm going to spend some time here, guys. I like this one, and I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, so if any of these shots worked out here from this second location just downstream of the bridge, well, enjoy them. Here they are. I enjoy taking them. Wow, this little stream is just amazing. I can't believe I've never been here and only a half an hour from my house. Oh, the more I walk down, the more the juices are flowing. But if I flip you around, you know, just have a look at this business. Look how beautiful that is. Don't you just love nature? Everywhere I walk along this stream, I'm seeing photographs. But I'm conscious that I only have a couple of hours and I need to get back home again and get some work done, and Lara has to be out with her friends. But I want to just show you this one. So what we have is, if you look at this big rock here, it's in a point, and I just love the way it points right down the stream. You see that kind of composition there? I'm just going to take a quick handheld shot here, guys. I'm not even getting the tripod out. Quick handheld shot here of this little composition. I just like it. It may be portrait, it may be landscape, I don't know. But if it works out in this amazing little river valley, well, here it is. Again, I've only walked 10 meters and I'm seeing my next shot. And it's an unusual one for me because normally when I'm shooting cascades or waterfalls, you're normally shooting back up into them, right? You get it? But I'm just going to flip you around to show you this little composition that I like. So it's this one here where you can see nice big tuft of green grass here in the foreground. And we got this cascade flowing down. And then you can see the river winding its way down, and then kind of framed by these trees on the left and framed by the valley wall down the left. I just like it as a general woodland river shot with this little cascade here flowing away from me. So I'm going to do this one quickly, handheld, slowest shutter speed, in and around a second, and maybe a bit faster than that, quarter of a second, whatever. I just have to play around with a few settings. And yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, so it's working in portrait mode, definitely. I'm just going to focus about 1/3 of the way down, and I've got f5.6 dialed in. Actually, f6.3 dialed in. Let's see, can we get something? Took a couple of shots there. One may work out, and if it has, here it is, guys. So I forced myself to walk a bit further, and I've gone about 100 meters downstream. And again, top tip, always turn around and look behind you. The amount of photographs you get when you turn around and look behind you is unbelievable. It's unbelievable the amount you're leaving behind when you're facing and walking. Just turn around. Believe me, it works so many times. Anyway, I turned around, and this is what I saw. So I just like this scene, but not in landscape mode, in portrait mode. And what's really striking me through the lens of my camera, there's the camera there. You may or may not be able to see it, but the moss, the green moss on these rocks as a foreground, and then maybe a 1 second long exposure on the stream as it winds its way back up. You would actually just stand here all day and just take it in. Amazing spot. But I'm going to shoot 1 or 2 here in this little location and see what I can get. Again, the tripod is slowing me down, which is a bonus. I never mentioned it. It's just my OM1 Mark II and the 8-25 f4 Pro. That's my weapon of choice today. And Lara's here helping me with video and some other things she's doing as well. So always good to have her around. But take the few shots here, move on. If any of them worked out, here they are. Look at the size of this tree. I'm no tree hugger, but sometimes, you know, you just gotta put your arms around them and hug them. And all the moss and all the texture. They're just amazing. So many of them here in this valley. You know, we take this type of thing for granted. Amazing, amazing. I love it. And trees are also good for making swings. Another one here in this nice deep pool. Kids get great crack out of that in summertime. There'll be a few down here later, I'd say, swimming in that pool. We've had such a warm summer here that you know, it'd be stupid, or certainly since I've come to this stream, I've wanted to get in. So we found this little rock pool here, a little cascade coming in and another little cascade going out as the river heads on down to meet the River Liffey. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the shoes and socks off and dip my toes in this, and let's see how cold this is. Make sure all the pockets are zipped up. Tan line from the holidays. Here goes. Oh, oh my God, it's Baltic. Wow, it's deep. Oh, that's cold. But at the same time, refreshing. Guys, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to wind up this video. So once again, everyone, thanks for joining us on this little excursion. The Shankill River, just on the way up to the Sally Gap in the Wicklow Mountains. If you like it, please hit the thumbs up. It's really much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, if you've just stumbled across this content, please hit the subscribe button. It would also be much appreciated. And feel free to comment. My God, my toes are going numb. This water is so cold. The things we do for a video. But at the same time, it's so refreshing. So once again, guys, thanks again for joining me. If there's any photographs that didn't make the reel so far, I'll add a few of them more here as a bonus. But for now, slán leat, and we'll see you down the line on the living countryside. Bye for now.